Right, Etienne. This is my new idea for the Frogger side art. And this is kind of what I did with a pencil and a T-square before I painted the cabinet. What I've done is I have taped out where the side art would go. Now this is eyeballing from the internet and kind of eyeballing the gaps and everything. Well, what I did was I started on this corner, and all the measurements I'm going to give you are for this outer edge, because obviously that is where the outer edge of the side art would go. So basically I started here and I went down to this corner, and that is 580 millimeters. And I stopped here at this corner because when you go along this edge, this point here seems to be lining up, again eyeballing, but it lines up with everything I've looked at on the internet. And funny enough, this lower edge here is also 580 millimeters. So I think they did that on purpose at Sega with the sizing. They made this line here and this line going over here the same size. Now because this upper line along the top of the machine is on an angle, goes up to here, that is 600 millimeters. Then you come down by the marquee to this point, and that's 175 millimeters. Then what I did was I went from this corner here by the front of the marquee, and I went down to this spot, which is approximately where the corner starts. Okay, I used a ruler to see where this line, this edge stays the same, and as soon as it got wider here, that's where I made my mark. So from this front point here, it's 225 millimeters to here before the curvature starts. Okay? And then you can see this mark here comes down the monitor and goes to where the next curve would start. And that's 323 millimeters. All right, now the final two measurements are this lower corner here, and it goes up to here, and that's 55 millimeters. And then from this corner here to here, where the curve would start, is 25 millimeters. So that should give you all the outer dimensions for the side art to put into the outline that you had worked on. Now the only two changes that I would make is this back corner here, there's the lower part of the cabinet, this back corner, and coming up on this angle, you had that angle perfect. It really matched up good. But coming along the marquee, it got too thin, and this corner here was over this way too much. So if you opened this angle by 1 degree, so instead of this, whatever it was, if you opened it up 1 degree, I think it would come better down into here. And same with this angle coming down into this corner. It was closing up and getting too tight right down here. I bet if you opened up that angle by 1 degree and used all these measurements I just gave, it would be really close. So I hope that helps out. Those are pretty much the official measurements. If we work those into your outline, we'll see what we come up with. Thanks, buddy.